you know how to act. Bet not say it. You bet not say it. Bet not say it. You got a whole lot of powerful information to tell them, but you better not say it. You don't like the way the people are being evilly treated, but you better not say it. You just wrote a new vocal exposing a total agenda, but you better not lay it. They'll stop you from making a living for this in the system, so you better not say it. Hey, they want to bitterly infect my ability to inspect them and critically project. And if I disagree a sec, they elect to belittle me and consider me a threat. This enemy is the epitome of thinking that he is a deity because he giving me a check. Deflect, pitifully redirect, and set out to get rid of me for not being politically correct. Real slowly they get to know you, then go through your social, and as you're growing, you never know that they notice ya. The First Amendment is bogus because the whole of the population's been totally overloaded with phobias. Now they're insulted, the cancel culture is holding the rope and hoping to dope you with panic like it's an opiate. Ready to throw you to the lowest pit to show you and let you know that the shit that you quoted was inappropriate. Lies, still hovering over the original owner, not knowing that we are not opposing. Fake converts doing con work with stolen identities, knowing that they are not the chosen. Funny how the ones who done the most dirt be the ones who boast of being beyond reproach. They cast a spell knowing that once it's broke, conscious woke folks are done with the guns and dopes. So, you got a whole lot of powerful information to tell them, but you better not say it. You don't like the way the people are being evilly treated, but you better not say it. You just wrote a new vocal exposing a total agenda, but you better not lay it. They'll stop you from making a living for this in the system, so you better not say it. I'm pushing the envelope and snatching the bottom out, rerouting all of the facts that the enemy lied about, from the curse of Ham and every lie that come out his mouth. Genocidal models privately plotted inside his house. We keep playing it back with every fatal attack. You kill us and then you try to tell us the way to react. As soon as the facts spray them, they find a way to distract. No reparations for slavery, never paid us for that. Ever wonder why police love making us die, but white murderers always get taken alive? When we see the judge, he coming in with a different mind, so too many times the punishment didn't fit the crime. Whenever an anti-political guy get it, not many people consider the FBI did it. When you threaten your op, nothing but fire coming out. Asking about the Illuminati, he quiet as a mouse. Watch out, your freedom gonna be flacked on if you're talking to Vlad and speaking on everybody that you clapped on. You better stop high capping and yapping about all of the street money that you made in them rap songs. Presentable as evidence, so the RICO case that they sent it you is essentially non-winnable. It's been approved, so they finna use any hint or clues from your interviews, no matter how minuscule. You got a whole lot of powerful information to tell them, but you better not say it. You don't like the way the people are being evilly treated, but you better not say it. You just wrote a new vocal exposing a total agenda, but you better not lay it. They'll stop you from making a living for this in the system, so you better not say it. Your career and livelihood, that's gone. Now you're begging and trying to get them to put your back on. Anytime you're dropping the fact strong, the arm you set up on responds to snatch you off of the platform. You are not the first, they froze plenty of soldiers, so you don't even know that it's been many before you. Thinking you in control until his enemy shows you. The minute you expose it is when he's bending you over. So now they roughing you up cause they had enough of you. Just a couple of months from you thinking they was in love with you. You bucked them publicly in a way they wasn't accustomed to. Now you're suffering cause you discovered who was untouchable. Today ain't like back in the days. You'll be lacking in pay after saying a fashion with an accurate phrase. And not even comedians keeping you laughing or safe. You may get slapped on the stage or attacked with a blade. This industry is a fraud. You can make a little noise until you speak on them fellas that be liking little boys. Then they shatter your reputation until you're unemployed. Cause telling the world on them just only gets them annoyed. You were standing on principle till your work got a scoop. Now you're kissing ass cause somebody got hurt by the truth. You want me to worship you to get put in the right file? Got a smile acting like I co-sign your lifestyle. Hell no. You got a whole lot of powerful information to tell them, but you better not say it. You don't like the way the people are being evilly treated, but you better not say it. You just wrote a new vocal exposing a total agenda, but you better not lay it. Better not lay it. They'll stop you from making a living for this in the system, so you better not say it.
Check. Let me see here. Y'all give me a minute to get it together. All right. Shalom, let me get on into it. You started hitting hard. I done messed up. Let me get it going. Let me see here. Let me get myself out. Let me see here. Let me get my stuff out. Okay. All right.
When you think you've heard it all. This case out of Delaware County might make your stomach turn. Prosecutors are accusing a man of stealing dozens of sets of human remains. This is the 10 o'clock news. I'm Jason Martinez.
I'm Sheba Russell. Investigators say they found human skulls, mummified feet, and decomposing body parts at the suspect's home. Chris O'Connell has more on the story that is disturbing on so many levels.
Delaware County.
Now, I want y'all to Shabbat Shalom, Jim, Brenda Hill, Chosen One Indeed, Yisrael, and Kenaz. But yeah, I want y'all to ask yourself, how do we get here? What you gonna find? They got a history of doing this stuff. I'm gonna walk it back, but I want to hit y'all real hard, real fast. All right.
Prosecutors say he was a real-life grave robber straight out of a horror movie. A man arrested for stealing human remains from graves, some as young as infants, others 200 years old.
Very simply, detectives walked into a horror movie come to life the other night.
Delaware County District Attorney Tanner Rouse outlining the twisted alleged crimes of 34-year-old Jonathan Gerlach of Lancaster County. He's accused of stealing human remains from 26 mausoleums and underground graves at the historic Mount Moriah Cemetery in Yeadon. Some of the remains as young as infants.
Some of these are 200 years old. Some of them obviously much newer. There's one that had a pacemaker still attached to the body.
Prosecutors say.
So, just so we clear, grave robbing is a crime. We already knew that, but let's continue.
It was old-fashioned police work that cracked the case. After a series of grave desecrations at Mount Moriah, Yeadon police set up a sting. On Tuesday, Gerlach was arrested at the cemetery with a burlap bag full of 30 human remains.
Come on, family. Come on. I mean, I'm trying to figure out, how do you get this far gone? I don't understand this kind of thinking, family. I just don't. But let's continue. I'm trying to figure out how you. Anyway, that's why I don't try to reason with these folks. All right.
Many of them children. But when police searched Gerlach's home in Ephrata, Lancaster County, they found more than 100 human skulls, large bones, and other skeletal remains, as well as jewelry taken from graves. 8 more skeletons were found in a nearby storage locker.
Detectives have recovered an awful lot of bones at this point, and we are still trying to piece together who they are, where they are from, and how many we are looking at. And it's going to be quite some time before we have a final answer.
Those who walk through the cemetery.
Now, I'm assuming they trying to figure out who these bones are. Now, let me drop this on you real quick. Think about archaeology. They digging up bones. Same thing. What's the difference? Think about that. Think about archaeology. Huh? What's the difference? Think about it. What's the difference than what he's doing and what they're doing? People, they done died thousands of years, or ever how long. They done had the ceremony and they've been buried. What gives them the right to dig them up? All right. I'm gonna get into them eating up the Egyptians in a minute, Brenda. But yeah, hey, I still bump into every now and then some people out here still sipping on the white supremacy Kool-Aid. That's why I be doing stuff like this. There's still people out here. No, but now though, I used to speak to the immigrants first. Now them sons are speaking, they speaking first. Hey, the heat is being turned up. We've been trying to tell y'all. But anyway, yeah, it's still I'm more concerned about the young folks that don't have a clue. But nevertheless, let's get back to this. Let's get back to it. Let me see here. Let me share. Let me make sure the sound gonna be in. Hold on. It's about done.
Cemetery near Cobbs Creek Park recently noticed graves being desecrated. One guy tells us this mausoleum was repaired just after it was burglarized.
We saw some graves that had been obviously opened or disturbed. Kind of hoped it was just maintenance work and stuff, but always suspected it might be some kind of, grave robbing, for lack of a better term.
Okay. There you go. But wait, there's more. All right. And this is just another. I've been saw this a couple weeks ago. I just got around to doing it. But there's some more. Let me keep going. Now. The fight to repatriate African skulls in European museum collections. These civil liars, the African got to go to them to get their ancestors' bodies back so they can bury them. What's the difference? Shalom. Shabbat shalom. What's the difference? Huh? Don't forget the bone churches. Just do a quick Google search of bone churches. You got this Caucasian man robbing grave. It ain't. What's the difference? The only difference is I'm assuming these people are mostly white people who he's robbing. But nevertheless, the Africans are going to the. Let me read some of this. All right, this is the old article. It said last year, France's president Emmanuel Macron talked about the need to return stolen African artifacts. See, when they steal something, it's got to be a discussion got to be had whether they're gonna give it back, whether they gonna give back what they stole. You got to talk about it. It's not theirs, but it's a discussion got. Why? Because they're making money off of it. If they so up on the up and up, why can't they make money off their own stuff? Huh? But anyway, all right, housed in European museums back to their country of origin. Then the Savoy report created by academics Benedict Savoy from France and Felin Sar from Senegal was released. The report detailed the logistics. You know, when I think about logistics, you got somebody transporting like trucks, commerce, money, logistics, business. But anyway, of the proposed restitution, along with statistics of how much African work is actually in Europe. What are European stuff at? All right, let me keep going. It's estimated that 90 to 95% of Africa's cultural heritage is held outside Africa by major museums. Black folks can't even get paid off of their own artwork. See what I'm saying? Eliyahu, if you got something, just let me know. All right. With France having 90,000 objects of sub-Saharan, part of my DNA came from sub-Saharan, over there by Timbuktu. But anyway, from sub-Saharan Africa in its national collections, just north of France and Germany, several museums are in possession of other African treasures. Only these are not objects, but human skeletons. Okay. But yeah. They got skeletons over there too. These are so-called civilized folks. Let me read some of this. During 1881, 1914, there were a division and colonization of African land by European powers, known as the Scramble for Africa. It saw Germany, France, Belgium, Spain, Italy, England, and Portugal section off pieces of Africa. See, this is white people getting together, dictating what's best for black people so they can steal all the resources. That's what it is. All right. And ain't no lie detected there because that's what they done. They over there getting all the resources while the people don't got nothing. They can't even have their bones. They can't even get their own artwork and put it in a museum and make their own money. But see, that's why they got them puppet president, them sellout, boot licking and buck dancing, you know, in power. All right. They got their leaders on remote control. They are still controlling those countries by remote control, a puppet. But anyway, only 2 countries left relative untouched, with Liberia already protected colony of the U.S. and Ethiopia, which was able to defeat Italy's armed forces. All right. See that? Taking the skulls and skeletons of deceased warriors and transporting them to Europe for the purpose of studying and in exhibition in museums. Okay. Well, this guy he was doing the same thing. Let's just say he was excavating and he was desecrating and he was robbing cemeteries for study. Okay? But anyway, that makes about as much sense as this right here, okay? That's what I'm getting at. All right, now, not only that, y'all remember the Move bombing where you had a black sellout, buck dancing mayor going right along with the Philadelphia Police Department to bomb black folks. After they got through, they kept the body parts. There's a pattern here. All right. Let me see this video. Yeah, let me see here.
I wanted the word cuppa, as in cup of tea. I thought it would be great
Let me close
to mix with hug. When I saw the...
Let me just read it. I ain't got time for all that. All right, let me just read it. All right. More human remains from Philadelphia's 1985 Move bombing found at Penn Museum. Yeah, now, that's the way to get to the video right here. You're going to see I've covered this before. Now, if y'all want to have a watch party, let me know. Watch party later on. And y'all negotiate a time. Y'all want it's going to basically be, I'll play a video from a different platform probably. And we just chat we just chit chat in the chat. But all right, if you, I didn't get a chance to do it last night. I got in probably about 12, trying to beat the weather. But anyway, all right, family, let me know.
The Penn Museum now reacting after it says it uncovered a Penn Museum.
This is the police dropping a bomb on black folks. Okay. The police.
Penn Museum now reacting after it says it uncovered another set of remains from the Move bombing. The museum says that remains match the records for 12-year-old Delisha Africa. She was one of 11 people killed when police dropped a bomb on a home where Move members lived in West Philadelphia in...
See, they lied. They dropped it on a whole apartment complex. It wasn't a home. The only reason why I know this because I done covered this before. It was about a whole block of black folks. They displaced a whole neighborhood. But he talking about a home. See, that's why I be going off on these folks. These lies, these fork-tongued serpents.
People killed when police dropped a bomb on a home where Move members lived in West Philadelphia in 1985. The Penn Museum says it's been taking inventory of its collection since other remains from the Move bombing were discovered several years ago. Well, the Penn Museum...
So now, they done discovered the dead. They done discovered that they stole some bodies and stashed them away. They discovered these high IQs. They discovered that they had some skeletons of the people they killed. They discovered that they had them. Now, look right here. Now, look, European nation took steps to show not only their military superiority, but the violent subjugation of African people, including taking the skulls and skeleton of deceased warriors and transporting them to Europe for in this case, they transported it to Pennsylvania somewhere and they stashed them. I'm just showing you if this right here, this man robbing graves, if this turn your stomach, then doggone it, this right here should turn your stomach too.
Museum just sent us this statement saying, confronting our institutional history requires ever-evolving examination of how we can uphold museum practices to the highest ethical standards, centering human dignity and the wishes of descendant communities govern the current treatment of human remains in the Penn Museum's care.
All right. Can these dry bones live? Matter of fact, let me get to some Bible verses right quick. Let me get to some Bible verses. How about that? Ezekiel 37. Ezekiel 37. Let's get to some Bible verses. Let me just change the tone. See, I know, you know, but this came to mind going through this. The skeleton crew. They won't let us live and they won't let us die. All right, Ezekiel 37. The hand of Yahuwah was upon me and carried me out in the spirit. I'm going to read it verbatim. Of the Lord, and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones. Ezekiel 37. And caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley. Notice they ain't covered. They're not buried. They just dead, and they in the open valley. And lo, they were very dry. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Lord, Yah, thou knowest. Again, he said unto me, prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of Yahuwah. Now, a lot of us was taught by the oppressors. We was taught by the beast. We was taught the beast doctrine. How you gonna accurately prophesy to the bones if you prophesying the lies that they done taught? That's why it's important to study to show yourself approved. It's important to get a relationship with the Most High. It's important to keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. It's important to stand on business. If not, how you gonna prophesy to the bones, the nation of Israel? That's why they running now, trying to stop us from telling the truth. Better not say, thus says Yah unto the bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. It's somewhere in the scripture. I think it's Joel somewhere, where the Most High said he was going to raise us up out where we were sold. He said he's going to raise us up. All right. And I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. So I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone. And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. Excuse me. Then he said unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith Yahweh, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live. See that? They are slain. See that? That they may live. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceeding great army. Okay? Now, number 11. Then he said unto me, son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say, our bones are dried, our hope is lost. We are cut off from our parts. See that? The whole nation of Israel, the whole house. But let me move on. Let me go on. Let me go on for a little bit. Now, it ain't in order, but I'm going to cover it. Europeans ate Egyptian mummies. How many of y'all knew this? That these folks is eating up the Egyptian mummies. Now, when you get to stuff like the delectable Negro, where they were filleting our peoples. You understand what I'm saying? I'm looking for something. I can't find it right now. Let me go right here. From the 12th through the 18th century, Europeans consumed ground up Egyptian mummies, known as mumia, as a popular medicine to treat ailments like headaches, epilepsy, and stomach issues. How is these folks come up? How is you got medical terminology in Greek, and these folks think dead bodies is medicine? But I kind of touched on that, where they got their so-called knowledge from last week, the Greco-Romans. But nevertheless, all right, headaches, epilepsy, and stomach issues. This practice stemming from a mistranslation of Persian text. This practice stemming from a mistranslation of Persian text regarding medicinal bitumen led to a high demand, resulting in forgeries and the depletion of ancient remains for medicinal and later artistic and recreational use. Not gonna watch that. But anyway, y'all wanna just giving a rundown. That's what I typed in. Let me move on. Here's another one from the Smithsonian. The gruesome history of eating corpses as medicine. Did y'all know about this stuff? Huh? The question was not, should we eat human flesh, says one historian, but what sort of flesh should we eat? But anyway, there's no need, you can go over that. Matter of fact, let me get to this Bible verse. Let me see here. Micah 5 and 3 through 5. Micah 5, 3 through 5. See, once you see how these folks get there, you wonder, how did they fool us? Because they raised us. They raised us in captivity. Just like you got domesticated animals. Chattel slavery, you was raised on the level of animals. They taught you lies. Okay? All right. Micah, let's say chapter 3. Micah 3. Okay, hold on. Okay. And I said, here I pray ye, O heads of Jacob, and ye princes of the house of Israel, is it not for you to know judgment, who hate the good and love the evil? That's why we're going through hell right now. Who pluck off their skins, from off them, and their flesh off their bones. You know how you peel the meat off a chicken bone? Look, who also eat the flesh of my people and flay their skin from off them, and they break their bones and chop them in pieces, as for the pot and as the flesh within the cauldron. Then shall they cry unto the Lord, but he will not hear them. Punishment time. Most High had his hands stretched out for so long. When he did this, don't holler now. Don't cry now. I hear you, but I ain't listening. Now they peeling the skin off your bones, got you up in the pot. Now you want to cry. He will hide his face from them at that time, not forever, as they have behaved themselves ill in their doing. Thus says Yahweh concerning the prophets that make my people err, that bite with their teeth and cry peace, and he that putteth not into their mouth, they even prepare war against him. Then he's getting ready to judge these so-called priests. But yeah, that's what come to mind when I saw this. I had some stuff where they was eating black folk. Let me see, can I find it right quick? I had this stuff out this morning, so I ain't making up just, But look here. Slave leather made from slaves. In order for this to happen, you got to pull the meat off the bone. See, I done messed up. Hold on. In order for you to make leather out of skin, the meat got to be separated from the bones. Let me read some of this. Know who you did, and we wanted to integrate with Satan. We wanted to integrate with them. We think we got to say so in the political scheme. Free people will have their own politics. Free people ain't got to consult with the oppressor class. Free people ain't worried about joining with abusers. We got to rethink this thing. Liberty according to the Bible. All right. Let me see what this says. Let me see here. This is encyclopedia. Let me see this. Shoe soles made by slave. Now I had to read that. It didn't say slave. It didn't say slave labor. Okay, they made the soles. Okay. Let me go back to what I'm looking for. Let me see here. This usually give you the sources. All right. Historical accounts and articles document the horrifying practice of using the skin of black people, including enslaved individuals. So they were using black people that wasn't enslaved too. Either way, wrong. Let me see your. Let me read that. Let me see here. I'm about to look into that. I know the first colony to come over here, they started eating each other. Jamestown, they was eating each other. It was in the wintertime, and they started eating each other. I didn't know that. The Great Famine. It sounds about right. It sounds about right. Okay. Now let's get to the okay. But yeah, shoes and accessories. A frequent and y'all think the Most High ain't gonna judge this. A frequently cited but difficult to verify account of the late 19th century describes doctor in the southern U.S. who allegedly used the skin of dissected black bodies from a medical college to make shoes. The skin, particularly from the thighs, was reportedly sent to a tanner for preparation. Let me just quit reading this because I'm not trying to traumatize y'all. Okay. We think being quiet is gonna go. It ain't gonna go away. It ain't went away yet. What's gonna make some of these white folks start standing up against their own folks? Yeah, we know. Yeah. We don't need them. We're gonna be all right regardless. All right, let me see here. Let me see. Now, That article I just read, the man got his stuff from a university. Let me see here. He make it see. Anyway, let me move on. Let me hurry up and expedite this video because I'm starting to get kind of upset. All right. Several U.S. universities have discovered the remains of enslaved people on their campuses or in their collections. What you collecting? Who's collecting? Huh? All right. Often found during construction or through historical research into the institution ties to slavery. So the university had slaves. Okay. And you know, if the university had slaves, that is slave buried out there on the premises. Common sense will tell you that. They didn't go hundreds of miles to bury somebody they didn't care nothing about. They dump you out back somewhere. Like, you know, I'm from the woods. Had old dead dog. Take the joke out back. I might bury it. I was a teenager. I might bury it. And then if the ground hard, I just throw it out there and let the buzzards eat. Chattel slavery, you the same thing as a dead dog. I didn't kill the dog died. I take him out from the house. Buried some I didn't. But nevertheless, let me move on. Now, these are some of the universities. Significant sites containing the remains of enslaved people often uncovered via archaeological excavation, recognized as historical burial grounds, exist through the United States, particularly in the South and Northwest. Major locations include the African Burial Ground National Monument in New York City. 15,000 plus people. How you not know that many dead black folks were there? How you not know 15,000? That's like a Arlington military cemetery, huh? But anyway, let me move on. They don't need a drag in this out. And here's some old Harvard, University of Pennsylvania. Now, remember, Trump, they removing the history from in Pennsylvania over George Washington House. I look at them like criminals. You're a criminal. That's what you done. That's your legacy. But like I said yesterday in the live, Asian folks got control of their history. Russians got control of their history. White people got control of their history. And it looked like white people got control of our history. What I'm saying is, we like in the Bible, we teach our children what's going on. It ain't their job. Let them take down whatever they want to take down. It ain't gonna work. They're making themselves look bad. But nevertheless, I don't have to keep doing that. This is repetitive. Now look at this. What should museums do with the bones of the enslaved? What's the normal process when you got dead people? Let me get into the Bible. Hold on. Proverbs 128. Let's go to the Bible. What's the process? What's the process of the dead? What the Bible say? What the book say? Let me see here. Did it go to the right? Oh, okay. Let me see. I went to the wrong spot. Hold on. Numbers 19:11. Let me see. Maybe that's it. Numbers 19:11. All right. See that? He that touches the dead body of any man shall be unclean 7 days. So that's telling you it's something you do on certain particular circumstance. You don't just go out here touching dead stuff. Number one, dead bodies carry disease. Okay. Number two, the Most High said don't do it. So all this old digging up dead bodies, digging up black folks, putting them on display. It's devil worship. Okay? Now, he shall purify himself with it on the third day. And on the seventh day, he shall be clean. So you got to go through a purification process. But if he purify not himself the third day, then the seventh day he shall not be clean. There's a prohibition about the message is the prohibition. You have to read the whole chapter. Leviticus, Numbers 19. There's a prohibition. The Bible is condemning this stuff. Let me break it down to you. Okay? The Bible is condemning this stuff. Let me read some more for you. All right, now. Numbers 19:16. Okay, hold on. I'm in 19 now. All right. And whosoever touches one that is slain with the sword or killed in the open fields, or a dead body, or a bone of a man of a grave, shall be unclean 7 days. And I just realized Ezekiel chapter 37, the Most High told him to prophesy, speak to the dead bone. The Most High didn't tell Ezekiel to go out there and touch him. I just realized that. But let me move on. All right. Leviticus 21. Ain't no way to spin this stuff. These folks is going to hell with gasoline underwear on. All right. And Yahweh said to Moses, speak unto the priests, the sons of Aaron, and say unto them, there shall none be defiled for the dead among his people, but for his kin. Remember, Jacob told Joseph, he told the Israelite to carry his body out of Egypt. Remember that? Okay, there are certain stands, but let me read. But for his kin that is near to him, that is for his mother and for his father, Jacob was their father, and for his son and for his daughter and for his brother, and for his sister, a virgin that is high unto him, which have had no husband, for her he may be defiled. Okay? But he shall not defile himself, being a chief man among his people, to profane himself. These are priests, but you get the gist. Don't be going out here and just touching. Okay? They gone. They shall not make baldness upon their head. Okay. Talking about cutting the corner of the beard. All right. Let me see here. Yeah. Let me go through these Bible verses. Hold on, y'all bear with me. I don't have to keep doing this. The point is, if I'm gonna play the video again on the way out in case some of y'all missed it. Right here. Remember that Bible verse I read to y'all in what was that? Micah chapter 3, verse 3 through 5, where he was talking about the Most High people getting slayed and filleted. Yeah, the delectable Negro. See. But yeah, let me go back. See that? Human consumption. These are the folks, y'all. But anyway, let me go back to that Bible verse, Micah chapter 3. Because I was looking for that earlier and couldn't find it. And I'm finna wrap this up. Is it 3? Yeah. All right. Who hate the good and love the evil. This is why we was yielding over. We didn't listen to the Most High. We didn't love the good. We hate the evil. So if you reaping evil, if you sowing evil, you're gonna reap evil. Okay. Who pluck off their skin from them and off their flesh from their bones, who also eat the flesh of my people. Oh, y'all can't see that. And flay their skin. Now I'm getting a clearer picture of them lynchings while they would set a black person on fire and start cutting up body pieces. Is it getting crystal to you? All right. As they break their bones, chop them in pieces, as for the pot and as flesh within the cauldron. But anyway, y'all can research that. Nat Turner, what they did to Nat Turner. But all right, family. I just want to wake y'all up right quick. That's all. I just want to wake you up. Now, let me show y'all this. It's a business, y'all. A business. Let me see here. Let me refresh. Okay. This is a business. Who's buying? Who's selling? Y'all heard of thousands of people go missing every year, never to be found again. Now look at this. This is just the U.S. In the U.S., approximately 600,000, that's over 500,000, are reported, found alive and well. Okay, at any given time, over 100,000. I want to know how and never to be found. Let me I know it was close to 100,000. Let me see here. They're not. Let me see here. But anyway, I ain't got time to go through all this and comb through it. But people, y'all know thousands of people go missing and they never find the last I checked, it was like 100,000. Somewhere up in there. Never to be found again. Now, let me stop sharing my screen. I just want y'all to be aware of what's going on. I'm not trying to traumatize you, none of that stuff. I just want you to be aware of what's now. If y'all want to have a watch party later on, let me get a one in the chat. If not, you ain't got to say nothing. You ain't got to comment. I'm gonna just rack it back. But think about it. The way I think, they don't find no bones. They don't find a toenail. They don't find nothing. Thousands of people go missing every year. Now, the way I think, and there is speculations. I can't prove it. How come what's going on? Are they putting them back in the food supply? They got a history of eating people. I don't know. I'm just speculating. I just showed you the history. They got a history. Let's go to Jamestown. 1619. Y'all need to watch out y'all need to watch out. If there's a food shortage, y'all better watch these folks. I'm not trying to scare you, but the danger there. You hear me? Okay. Well, give me a time, y'all. Give me a time. Give me a time. If it's right back to back, just get ASAP or whatever. Or just give me a time. Y'all better watch these folks. If the food shortage, y'all better watch these folks. They'll be real friendly to you. Invite you on over. Remember the book of Eli? Them old white folks was eating so much flesh that they was. Y'all remember that? These folks got a history of eating dead. I don't know what else to tell y'all. Somebody got to tell you. But anyway, let me show y'all this. Well, if y'all, I'll come up with the time. Then if y'all don't put nothing up there, I'll come up with the time. Probably give me about 30. Okay, I'm gonna probably come on back. That way y'all don't get too far. From when I end it, give me about 30 minutes. From when I ended. All right, during the harsh winter of 1609, 1610, known as the starving time, settlers in Jamestown, that's why they had to get us over there, the people that knew how to farm, resorted to cannibalism due to extreme food shortages. Y'all better watch these folks. Keep them commandments, though. Keep them commandments. You understand? It's going to be all right. I'm not trying to give you no fear. I just want you to know. Now, I just want you to know that this is these folks. And they real good at talking and acting like they're real friendly. Them the most dangerous white supremacists. The one that, the fox. They act real friendly. You think you going over there, they give you, so I don't take nothing from them. Don't give me no water. I don't want no water. You can put a hypodermic needle in the bottle and I not even pick up on it. You put something in there, next thing you know, I'm up on a tree somewhere. Done passed out. I got my own water. But anyway, settlers in Jamestown resorted to cannibalism due to extreme food shortages. Archaeological evidence has confirmed that at least one teenage girl was cannibalized, marking the first scientific proof of such acts among the colonists during this desperate. They was doing it already. I just showed you the history. But okay. Okay. But anyway. All right, family. Shalom. Shalom. I'm going to come right on back. I'm finna end it right now. Give me about, let me see. Give me about 5:30, 5:45. Shalom.